Be warned, it's high octane.
Never any of that kind. That's perfect.
Thank you.
Right.
You are. To me. I'm glad you stayed tonight.
Me too.
I just came to get an update on the job I gave you. It looks like you got other priorities.
No. Preliminary inquiries were made. I'm working on it. I was going to follow up on it today.
You know what? I tell you what. Don't worry about it.
Hey, you guys, come on. Could we please not do this?
Do what, Olivia?
You know exactly what I'm talking about.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Sonny.
What?
Yesterday, it was so nice.
Yeah.
Cooking with you,
nice.
I had a lot of fun. And I'm remembering how much fun it can be when we just remember how to be friends, you know?
You see, that's the thing. I don't do friends very well. I just got a lot on my plate, you know. And it looks like you got a lot on your plate too.
You can go after him if you want.
That's not what I want.
Do you have any idea what you want, Olivia?
Surprise. I have business. I'd like to extend my dock and my boathouse, but it requires an easement on the north end of your property. I was hoping you wouldn't mind.
I don't care. I don't even think I've seen the north edge of my property.
Thank you.
Yeah, whatever.
Let me guess. You had a fight with Olivia.
Don't. How would you even know that?
I don't know, when we were kids and she'd piss you off, you'd have the exact same expression on your face. You always hated being at odds with Olivia. I spent enough time watching you and Olivia together. I got pretty good at spotting the indicators.
What does that mean?
The look on your face that told me you two were fighting.
You know what, Kate? Olivia and I have been fighting ever since we were kids. It doesn't really indicate anything, but one person pissed the other one off.
Yes, but it's not quite that simple with you and Olivia. The emotions are so epic. You know, it's a wonder that you even registered me at all. Do you think about it? What would have happened if you hadn't gravitated toward Joe Scully? I mean, that is the reason that Olivia broke up with you, right?
Why think about it? What's the point? You know, I chose what I chose. Olivia didn't want any part of the mob or me once I got in it.
Do you wish it had been different?
No, not necessarily. I wouldn't have been with you, and I wouldn't trade that for anything in the world.
Yeah, sweet of you to say.
No, it's the truth. What do you mean, sweet of me? It's the truth.
I don't know.
What?
Sometimes I wonder whether we shouldn't have ever gotten together. Back in Bensonhurst or here.
Also, you have regrets.
Sure. I regret the wasted time. Because clearly being with you was an exercise in futility from the moment that Olivia and you laid eyes on each other again.
Could you tell Jackson I'm running late, but I'm going to be there as soon as I can? Okay, thank you, Marty. Thanks. What?
You don't like that Sonny saw us together. You regret spending the night.
No. Marty, absolutely not. Last night was wonderful. It was a wonderful surprise. Unexpected gift. I've missed you so much. I need you in my life.
Good.
And I wish to God it wasn't true. But I still have feelings for Sonny. And, I would never act on them. It's probably just habit, but you deserve to know that.
When I tracked down Olivia to come to our wedding. That was for you, not for me. You were feeling nostalgic, and I wanted you to have some family there.
Mm-hmm. You didn't feel the slightest twinge of excitement at the thought of seeing her again?
Well, you know, it's been 20 years, right? So I'm sure I wanted to see her a little bit, and she wanted to see me a little bit, but it's not like we were carrying torches for each other.
Yeah, okay, fine. I won't say that it was deliberate. Okay, I won't even say that it was conscious. But hey, look at me. I was deep in willful blindness, and even I had to admit that you and Olivia still had it for each other.
See, now you always do this. Now you're making stuff up in your head.
Am I?
Yes, you are.
Sonny, you can admit it, okay?
Right.
Look, I won't take it as a reflection on our own failed relationship. All right, I know full well that we didn't come apart because of Olivia. I'm just making an observation that it isn't over between you and my cousin.
Olivia's with Johnny now. Why? That's not my business. But if I had any doubt, it was confirmed this morning.
Oh, pooh.
With my own eyes, yes.
Please.
No, I'm dead serious.
You know that all you have to do is run on over there and tell her how much you love her, and she would finally all be yours. Destiny fulfilled after all of these years. You know, irony is quite delicious. That I would be the one to tell you the truth.
You know, seriously, you got a bad habit of just barging in.
I'm sorry, the guard didn't tell me you had company right now.
No, it's okay. I think I've stayed too long as it is. I need to call the architect and tell him to move forward with the boathouse project. Thank you for agreeing with the easement. And, you should really consider my advice.
Well, can I ask what advice she was referring to?
No. If you're smart, you won't.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Look, it turns out the Joey Limbo death has worked out in your favor. It seems that everyone knows now that you're not one to be crossed and they're better off staying loyal. And there is nothing at this point to tie you to the shooting on Front Street either. Of course, you know, Claudia's death is a bit more problematic. I was hoping we could go over what happened that night just one more time.
Okay, I've got the revised bid on the driveway repair, and I made hard copies of all the emails that they...
You are an hour late for work. It's probably a good thing, though, because your son was just here. I thought that he would have an arrest warrant for Sonny by now, but it turns out there's insufficient evidence. I take it you're relieved about that.
I'm just so afraid that this whole thing is going to end badly.
Hey, Sonny in prison is good for everyone. Except Sonny, of course.
Guys, I just don't know what the hell I'm doing anymore. You know, it used to be so clear for me. I spent my entire life making sure that nobody, especially Sonny and Dante, knew that they were father and son. I believed in my heart that that truth would wreck my son, that he would lose all faith in me. Okay, I mean, that is a big revelation, that the mother that raised you, that shaped your self-image, that taught you right from wrong, that she's been lying about something like that your entire life. I mean, I'm so proud of him, too, of the man that he's turned into. You know, his self-esteem and his self-confidence and his moral code. I refused to compromise any of that. And if he knew the truth, Dante would make a full disclosure. He is too honest not to. And then what do you have, Jax? You've got a cop who's got a crime lord for a father. Game over. He's automatically set apart, automatically suspect. I refuse to do that to my kid. And I don't want him constantly looking at Sonny, looking for similarities. I'm constantly afraid that he's going to turn into his father. I don't want that for him. I know that Sonny's going to get what he deserves, one way or another. I've always believed in my heart that Dante was just better off not knowing the truth.